What's up, my guys and geeks? I was all set just to record another video about the Harry Potter TV series and how the writers and actor strikes are going to affect that. Be sure to be on the lookout for that. But then I got to thinking and I realized that these topics and these strikes are affecting a lot of the videos that I'm making on my channel and affecting a lot of the things going on in Hollywood right now. So I decided to just make a video giving an update on what's been going on, giving my perspective on it, and explaining why I think the studio executives are undoubtedly in the wrong in this scenario. Alright, be sure to let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are on these strikes and Hollywood as a whole right now. And if you go on to enjoy this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notifications bell to be updated the next time I upload an awesome video. Essentially, the writers' union has been on strike for a couple of months now, and they were in negotiations with studio executives and big studios in Hollywood because they were concerned over issues like writers not being compensated fairly and wanting to make sure that they weren't replaced by AI, because a lot of these big studios have been looking to maximize their money and use their money the most efficient way and use AI to write scripts for movies and TV shows instead of having to pay an actual human writer. So in response to that, the writers' union went on strike and all writing in Hollywood shut down. So a lot of movies had to stop production or got stuck in pre-production or aren't able to do the rewrites or reshoots that they want to do because there are no writers. And even things like ad-libs are being affected because those constitute a form of writing.
Sure.
Oh, this is bad. This is bad.
And so, as a show of solidarity, just last week, the actors union went on strike, and as a result, any actor that wants to stay within the union is refusing to promote or film any projects.
No, it's the apocalypse!
For example, the main actor who's playing Jaime Reyes in the Blue Beetle movie, he made an Instagram reel talking about how he's not going to be promoting the movie or going out on any of the press tours so he can show solidarity with the actors union and with writers. And so this has really created a problem because now not only can studios not write any new projects, but they also can't film any projects where scripts have already been finished because they have no writers and no actors.
The world is basically coming to an end.
And now, even just from this perspective, with just this information, it's pretty clear that the studio executives need to be a little more reasonable. If these writers are raising issues of not being able to make enough money, and if studio executives are trying to replace them with AI, then certainly you should be willing to make concessions to ensure that these people are being valued for what they bring to the table and that their skills are being valued and they're being properly compensated. But that's not the end of this situation, because we actually got some quotes from different studio executives and people working with these big studios like Disney and Hulu and HBO and Apple. And these quotes in the executive's perspective is really, like, astonishingly cruel, actually. Like, as you see here, Hollywood Studios' WGA strike endgame is to let writers go broke before resuming talks in fall. And that's not an exaggeration. Literally, studio executives and people with these studios have said that their plan is to wait for the writers to start running out of money in around October, because they figure they won't have been paid for the last 5 or 6 months, and they'll start running out of money at that point in time, and then renegotiate with them when the writers have no bargaining power and are ready to just agree to anything.
Oh, gross, 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 gross! That is just cruel.
And one quote even said that they're waiting for these writers to start losing their apartments and houses, because once they can't afford a place to live anymore, they'll just come crawling back to the studios and agree to whatever deal.
How do you live with yourself?
And honestly, that's just disgusting. That's absolutely abysmal that these studios are so focused on money and so greedy and wanting to use AI and not pay writers as much that they're willing to go to these lengths. And I don't even know if this is going to be the end of the strikes, because as far as I know, the animators and VFX artists haven't gone on strike, but I've been seeing over the past few months, everybody's seen all the VFX artists and animators talking about how they're being overworked on projects like Across the Spider-Verse, She-Hulk, all the MCU projects, The Flash. Just the VFX and animators, they're not being properly compensated either. So if they go on strike, really, we're just talking about a full shutdown of Hollywood. And ultimately, I do hope that studio executives come to their senses and agree to negotiate and properly compensate people, and just generally be reasonable. Don't replace people with computers and AI writing. Just negotiate and actually come to a compromise instead of trying to force these people to come crawling back to you. But ultimately, I am in full support of the writers union, the actors, and anybody else who decides to go on strike to protest this, because studios just can't be allowed to get away with not paying people for their work.
They can't get away with it!
All right, those are my thoughts on the writers and actors strikes. Be sure to let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are on this and how you think it's going to affect your favorite movies that are coming out. If you want to see my reaction to the new Blue Beetle trailer, then you can click on this side of the screen. And if you want to see my thoughts on the new DCU and all the casting announcements coming with that, you can be sure to click on this side of the screen. Only 3 seconds because this video is about to end. Adios!